Everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Karina and welcome back to Ready Set Pan. Today is the update for Use Those Eyeshadows. This is a project where I of course randomize 3 eyeshadows at a time from my collection, want to use them 10 times each, and then roll in something else. I didn't do quite as well as I was hoping for. I did want to have 2 of these shadows rolled out for my last update, but then after I post that update, I rolled in a bunch of stuff and other projects for eyeshadows. So I still have one that's rolling out. And that is where we're going to start. So the one that's been in here the longest, it's actually, this is the 3rd month it's been in the project, was the Natasha Denona Cupid palette. And of course, the reason why it lingered so long, generally I have these out every 2 months, I wanted to take this one traveling. Nude Veno is the shade I had rolled in. It basically looks the same as before, but you can see, especially on this shadow here, there is definitely some use in the palette. I do think I haven't used this one on the end here in Clove. I don't think I've used that one because that would have run a lot more fall, and these two kind of have a similar purpose. I used this palette 6 times in the last month, which brings me to a total of 10 uses. So we are going to be rolling this guy out. Sadly, the performance of this palette wasn't as good as I was hoping, especially since I did take it traveling. But because it's Natasha Denona, I was like, it's not going anywhere. The second eyeshadow I've been working on comes from my Persona Identity 2 palette. We are, of course, continuing the trend of brown, dark brown matte shadows for the outer corner, which is great because that means I get to use this holistically. But as I talked about last month, this does lean a lot more fall than I really want for this time of year. I am wearing this palette today, and this gets me 3 uses on the palette. So it means it will be in for another month. I do need another 2 uses, which does seem a little ridiculous, but like I said, I have a lot of eyeshadow rolled into other projects. And then finally, new into the project last time was this Lorac Pro palette. This is the Artist Edition, and this was untouched last time when I rolled it in. This is what the palette looks like. I haven't gotten much use on it. The shade Gold is the one that's been rolled into the project. And right now, because it is summer, I do kind of prefer it on the inner part of the eye rather than all over, because otherwise it goes quite fall looking. I've paired it with this one here, the Rose Quartz, as you guys can probably tell. I've done a little bit with 3D Mention, and started playing with some of these mattes. So like this one, that one. But not very much because I've only used it twice. So only 2 uses on this guy. That means we still need 8 more to be able to roll it out. But this palette, and especially that color, does seem very fall appropriate. So it's going to be much better suited for the upcoming month. We'll kind of see where we go with it. Alright, so only 1 palette rolling out, but that does mean we get to roll a new shade in. Now, I do want to preface before I roll stuff in, if you haven't checked out Declutter number 4 on my channel under the Declutter playlist, I went through and depotted shadows and ripped palettes apart. I ripped 3 palettes apart. I got rid of, this is my declutter here, 22 eyeshadows, which you can't see in. They're all in here. So 22 eyeshadows have left my collection, so I do recommend that you check that out. And I do have some palettes already in mind that once I get more MTZ palettes, I'll be able to rip more palettes apart. So my eyeshadow numbers are down right now. I'm only at 496, but that does still include things that I'm going to technically consider decluttered because I've already got some palettes set aside. I know kind of which ones I want to get rid of. So if I happen to roll something that in my mind I am going to be considered decluttering, I'm just going to re-roll until I get something. So just keep that in mind until I actually do that project. Subscribe so you don't miss it whenever I get those palettes, and then I will do another eyeshadow declutter. All that rigmarole aside, let us pull up the Pretty Random app. So I have it here. So 1 to 496. So let's see what I'm going to be rolling in. It's going to be shadow 177. All right, guys, this is actually going to be quite exciting of a choice here, but also is going to work with a lot of other things. It's this palette. I have two of these palettes. This is the rose gold one, and then I have like the lava, whatever the other one is. This is Pixi, their glittery eye quad, and this one is the rose slash bronze palette. This is what it looks like. I don't have names on it, but we rolled in shade number 3, which is 1, 2, 3, which is probably for me going to be the most challenging shade to work on since it is more ready based, but oh boy, it's definitely fall appropriate. So we'll kind of see how the weather works for us because it is still quite summery right now, but that is the shadow that I'm going to be rolling in. So to recap the shadows, we have dark brown matte, gold bronzy looking color, and then this red glitter topper. All very exciting, so let's talk about the goals for the next month. Obviously, I want to get, and it's going to be easy, my 2 uses out of this particular palette. Otherwise, we're going to make progress because we still have 8 uses on Lorac Gold, although I think that will be easy to work with. It really depends what goes on with other eyeshadows and other projects because I do have lots of them going on. But we'll get some good usage on these 2 here. Ideally, get them at least the 5 use mark to make it easier for the next month to get them rolled out. But that is going to wrap up this Use That Eyeshadow update. Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. Subscribe so you don't miss my next eyeshadow update or to see all of the other eyeshadows I'm using in other projects. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video very soon. Have a wonderful day.